In the next episode of the 1957 Ford Thunderbird tutorial series, we are going to try working as far back as we possibly can along the car. We'll start by putting a crease in the front fender, then working our way back from there. So finally, we will go and, if there's time, we will cut out the door from the body. Okay, so we're just going to dig right in by starting to add this crease in the side right over here. So with the car selected, let's just take this body part, or this body crease right here, and just pull it down a little bit. That way we have a nice line right along the top. And then I think just take this and start pulling it up, something like that. Let's take a look, make sure it's not screwing too much up. And it is a little bit, so let's just fix that up as much as we can. So let's see, that should be in a little bit. I don't know. That has to be pulled out a bit. Okay. And then, let's go back into side view. Hey. There we go. Sometimes Blender's a little bit strange. Okay. So, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to hit V here to separate this. And let's just, I'm not sure. Oh. Hey. Okay, that's an interesting situation to be in. So it's just looping back around, unfortunately. So if we hit Control plus, then we can hide those vertices right like that. So that's good. Although I'm wondering if we even have to. Because we don't want to hide those vertices. We want to hide the bottom ones, if we do hide any. So yeah, that's just hitting Control plus. So now we can take these bottom vertices and just pull them back a little bit. Okay, and I'm not really sure if this is going to work out very well, but it's worth a try. I think that worked out pretty nicely. Okay, I'm surprised that this worked out as well as it did. I like that. I think I want to pull that down a little bit though. Something like that should be good. Yeah. So now we can just continue that back along the door, and we will maintain the same geometry, or the same topology, and it should work pretty well. For this next little bit, we're just going to go ahead and continue this back along the door. We put in this nice crease here, so we should just be able to drag this back up until we hit this right here. And to be honest, I'm not really sure what we're going to do about this. I mean, we could have it triangle out, but just looking at this model car that I happen to have in my hand, I'm not really sure how that's going to work out. So I think what we're going to do from this point is, until I figure out how to deal with it, I'm just going to leave that alone. And we're just going to work from this crease down. So just extrude that out. And just pull the door back like so. Just make sure that you have a line of vertices that kind of goes along that edge here. And I'm just gonna line those up a bit more. And eventually this will become our door, but not right now. I'm actually trying a little bit different technique right now. Usually I would just kind of model it separately, but I think this will work. It should work, because then we can just separate these vertices and have a nice thing going on here. So if we just go ahead and go around the wheel well here. Every time I go around these, I've noticed it changes, or my technique changes. So I hope that's a good thing. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. We need to pull this bottom in a little bit. Just go down there like so. Put in a nice loop cut there. Pull that out till that lines up. And that should work out nicely. So there's a pretty good chance that you're going to have a triangle in here like that. And that is just fine. Let's pull this across, making sure that it lines up like so. Okay. Let's just do that there and there. Maybe one more time. And that looks pretty good. Sweet. Okay, so we have now gone back across the back end a little bit more. So, and then we'll pretty much just maintain this look all the way back, except for right here, where it becomes sharp. And that is where things are going to get a little bit difficult. And I'm not particularly sure how we're going to deal with that. But we will figure it out eventually. Okay. So this is looking pretty decent for now. This is a very complicated shape here. So if we just... I'm just going to try something here, because from the looks of it, from this point, this just extrudes up like that, pulls back, and then it kind of sweeps down. So I'm going to try something here like that. Not sure if it's going to work. This one here, I'm just going to model back like this. This is very rough, and we'll probably be doing a lot of changing to it, but that should work out pretty well. Okay, and maybe a little bit more right there. So we have the back of the car starting to take shape. We've got a nice crease going on here. We kind of have the main interior surrounded. We can see the pocket where the door handle is going to be starting to come into shape. So that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that so far. Let's just try that. And then put in another right there. Let's just edge slide that up. And maybe pull this one out along the X like so. And then pull another one back like that. This is all just playing around. Not really sure what I'm doing, and that is a lot of what 3D seems to be. Just figuring out what you gotta make it do. Okay. That actually worked pretty well again. I'm very impressed. I seem to be making a lot of good guesses right now. So let's just try that out a bit. So sweet. So glad that worked. Might pull this. I'm probably going to pull up this ridge here a little bit, just because it's a little bit more curved than this is showing right now. And then I want to pull this one up a little bit as well. Maybe pull it in a little bit just to sharpen things up. Sweet. So this is looking pretty good. I'm impressed. I was not expecting this to come out as well as it is right now. Although, that looks a little funny. Don't like that. And then maybe if we pull... I want to pull these ones up a little bit more. Let's just edge slide it up. Sharpen things up a little more. And then we just plop that guy in there. That's looking good. That is looking pretty good. We're going to want a little bit more topology in this area. So, even though I just spent all that time, I think we just need to delete that face. I'm gonna put that in there. I want a terminating polygon here, like a triangle specifically. That way we can just pull that in. So that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. What else do we need? Wow, so we've been going pretty fast. A lot faster than I was expecting. So now where do we need to go? I guess we can just work our way back along this back end here. Not sure if I really want to work on the side or actually just filling in the top section. Let's fill in the top section. I'm feeling like that is a good place to go right now. So let's just pull this one over, and this will just kind of line up with our nice dotted line here. Let's pull that back, pull that up. Sweet. Okay. And continue that trend. I'm actually going to take our quarter panel here and hide that. Okay. Take those guys and hide them. That way we can just see what we're doing a little bit more easily. And pull that back. I really can't see what's going on. So just uncheck. If the background image is making things harder to see, just uncheck background image for a quick little bit. And I mean, we'll turn it back on eventually, but we don't need it right now. Okay. I feel like we should kind of pull this up so it's not actually concave, it's deselect. Kind of sticking out a little bit. we go. And then let's unhide this quarter panel. Okay. So complex. Let's put in another. What do we have going here? Three, four. That's a strange shape. But it all works out. It's very nice. I like it. And actually, I think that's even the right shape for what we're going for here, because it kind of starts, if we turn our background images back on, actually let's go to a different layer, we can kind of see here that it starts out being smooth and gets sharper and sharper as the car curves in. So let's go back to layer 1, and we can see that this is the case going on here. So I'm just going to pull this back and test that theory. So let's just extrude this back once, twice, and yep, that is very good. I am pleased with that. Okay. So it's not quite lining up perfectly, but that is fine. The reference isn't perfect, so how can we expect to be perfect, of course? Okay, so we're actually getting somewhere. I am definitely pleased right now with where this is going. So I'm just going to pull that down. Let's split this off here. Looking at my model, I don't actually seem to have this line, so I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I'll bet you I know what it is. So here we're going to have a circle in this back tail light here. And it sticks out a little bit. So if we go into back view mode, you can... It's different on my model than it is on this base here. Let's tab out of that and look over. Not too much, but it is definitely different. So on my model, this tail light is actually right here. A little bit more over on the side than it is in. And what this side thing is here is almost a kind of a bullet shape. So I'm going to try getting that in. So this should be pulled out. Pull that back and then pull this one out. We can kind of start getting that. Don't know that we'll need this. We will. So that has to be straight back. Okay, and another terminating polygon there. And hopefully our friend, the subsurf modifier, will save us here and make everything look nice. So let's pull that back along the y-axis, and then something like that. And then we can should be able to just pull this straight down. Let's turn it up like that. Connection there. We're going to need a loop cut there. And we still need to pull this back. Definitely need to pull this back quite a bit. So just pull that back along the x-axis. Like that. Sweet. So that is looking pretty good right now. Okay, so in this next little bit, we are going to go ahead and cut the door out of the body. So what we need to do is we need to line up or get a line of vertices that line up with the outline of the door. So I've highlighted the vertices that most closely resemble the outline of our door. However, on this back part here, we need to pull the top vertices forward. So let's just pull them in along the y-axis, and like so. Okay. Next, what we need to do is we need to separate the car, or the door, from the car. I actually want to pull this one down a little bit first, though, and maybe pull that in like so. Don't notice it too much, so that should be fine. And now we just need to select the outline. Deselect any vertices that are not on that outline, and then hit V. And now we will have a door object, or a door mesh, and a body mesh. Let's go ahead and hide the body mesh. We're going to start working on the door jambs. So we should be pretty fast about this, or this shouldn't be too difficult. I'm gonna pull those two vertices up. That way it'll keep things a little bit cleaner. Okay, so just take these top vertices there, these top vertices there, hit E and then Z. So extrude along the Z axis. Oops. This one too. Let's fill in that face. Pull that in along the X a little bit. That way we can pull this one along the X and then along the Z, and this one there along the X only. Okay. And then that'll create a nice curve there. So pull this one along the X and a little along the Z, and then same thing with that. And then that should create a nice curving in there. I'm gonna stop on this side and come to the next side and just pull that in like that. Same process again. Now what we're gonna do, select all of those vertices there, extrude along the x-axis, and just kind of fill those in like so. Okay, so that is a fast and kind of dirty door jamb. Normally what we'd do is we'd create a kind of a loop. So we'd take all of the vertices along the edge and kind of extrude out like that, and then go from there. But for the sake of time, it's kind of dirty, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to do that. So go ahead and unhide the body, hide the door, and pretty much do the same thing. Don't forget that we need to pull up those two vertices a little bit. Okay. Okay, So that is a quick and dirty door jamb for both the door and the body. So what we need to do to clean this up a little bit is just put in a nice edge loop there to sharpen that up, and then unhide our door, hide our body, put in another edge loop there, and then when you unhide them, they should line up nicely. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. If you did not, please let me know why in the comments. Also, I feel like we may have gone a little fast, so feel free to ask any questions in the comment section as well. Thank you for watching.